I've wanted a motorcycle for 4 years. Tell me your experiences that will make me not want one. And I don't mean road rash, traumatize me. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Grace. We're gonna be reacting to some horrific TikTok comments that are going to traumatize you. This is Casper, my beautiful cat. So if you see him in the background of my videos, that is the man that you are looking at. And now that I say that, he's gonna get all the way to the side where you can't even see him. But he's welcome over here if he'd like to come over here. But it does not seem like he does. This top comment says, just look up degloving. It's one of the most common motorcycle injuries. And I can't show you degloving. I'm assuming I can't. Maybe I could for like educational purposes, but I won't scar you today. I'll just, you know, help you imagine it. So this is my hand. So beautiful, so tatted. G-E-M. Wait, G-E-M. It's like flipped though, so you can't tell. But imagine if I skidded across the road on a motorcycle and all of the skin on my hand just went whoop, and it was just like the red stuff underneath that isn't skin. That is degloving, and it's horrifying. And that's the search on here. And I did look at it before I made this video, and it inspired me to make this video because good Lord, I didn't know it was the thing. Oh, this one said there are a lot of people who can't comment because they died. Shit. Insurance is cheap on your bike because you're not expected to live to file a claim. And that is true. Like, I can't believe motorcycling is a thing or people are like down to do it. It is so terrifying. I like refuse to go on a motorcycle. Even like electric bikes scare me. I can't ride a bike, but once like I was in LA and my uncle was like, oh, you can hop on like the back of mine. And I was like, no. Absolutely not. And I just watched and I filmed. But yeah, like the idea of us in like a tiny bike, like cars are so protected and so like sturdy and big, but like a bike is like the size of you and you're just like on the road with these people. You're on like the interstate. That's insane to me, that's even a thing and that it's legal and it's allowed and it's normalized. Doctors cheer their receiving organ donors up by telling them that their chances of receiving their needed organs improves in the spring/summer because of all of the fatal motorcycle accidents. Oh, because everyone's like, oh, it's nice out. Let me take my bike for a little spin. Husband crashed. I had to tell my 7-year-old that his dad isn't coming home. He screamed, but I was supposed to have a good life. My dad used to be a paramedic and always told me how he went to motorcycle crash and the body was in one place and the helmet was in another and the helmet wasn't empty. So I won't look it up because I'm not allowed, but like motorcycle decapitation. Think about that, y'all. My brother has Down syndrome and lives at a group home for people with intellectual disabilities. They're residents not born disabled with brain injuries from motorcycle crashes. Oh, that's so sad. Imagine having to put like your loved one in like a facility when they were born, like with like brains that like function just like most of us. Oh, that's so sad. Can you imagine like putting your loved one in a facility and like they're no longer like a doctor anymore. They're like a patient. Oh. This one has a really good point. It says, can you successfully push a shopping cart through the store on a Saturday without getting hit, avoiding collisions, and know when and where to move to continue down the aisle at a good pace? If not, I wouldn't consider a motorcycle. That's so true, actually. Because it's essentially the same thing. It's like what I was saying about like being on the road and the road being like crazy and all the cars and like you're the smallest thing there. Yes, so you can just like zig through, but like one mistake, that's all it takes. Like there are no second chances. It's really just like your first mistake will be your last. And if you're riding a motorcycle every single day, think about how many times you like make a like small mistake in your car. A motorcycle mistake would be like 10 times bigger than that. Surgeons refer to motorcycle riders as practice because they're unlikely to survive. 80% of motorcycle accidents are fatal. That makes sense. I'm only 32 and I know 6 people that have died in motorcycle accidents. Why are they legal? Why are people okay with this? Is it because of like overpopulation? I seriously, like, I like how I look at Casper like we would have a conversation about this. I seriously don't understand why and how this is legal. I've worked in the hospital. The worst deaths are the motorcycle accidents. The people who have traumatizing stories aren't here to comment, babes. Crashes are much more deadly on a motorcycle. How is human crayon not on here? Is that like degloving to the extreme? I just like needed a second for that one. That's insane to me. I don't know if that's what it is. Someone commented it. I just looked this up and my stomach quenched. That's what degloving is. No, degloving is the removal of the skin like a sheath, and human crayon refers to the skidding across the pavement so fast that you leave crayon-like markings made of flesh and blood behind you. Oh my gosh. I think we're all like getting the same vibe from degloving, human crayon. We all kind of get the vibe. My grandmother drew on her eyebrows from ages 19 to 86 because she lost them in a motorcycle accident. If that doesn't scare you, let it. What, so did she fall and she fell like this? And like the rest of her face was fine? I have a lot of questions. I wonder if she answers them in the comments. Why did this actually bother me? Like, I can't already do my eyebrows. Grandma had a few decades to get good at it. And that's a lucky scenario, TBH. My grandfather was an avid motorcycle rider since he was 18, and after 2016, he barely rode because he watched a young father on a bike get hit and unalived right in front of our house. 3 weeks before Christmas, a woman was late to work, so she ran a stop sign as a guy on a motorcycle was crossing the intersection. He left behind a wife and two very young girls who now have to grow up without their father. The woman who hit them was also very young and now has to live with that guilt forever, all because she was late to work and decided to run a stop sign. Ugh. Oh my gosh. To be fair, running a stop sign is a deranged choice no matter what your reasoning is. I like my eyebrows, so no thank you. I like mine too. I don't really do too much to them, other than like wax them and pluck them and shit. But like when I draw them in, I just kind of like emphasize the arch a little bit, and that's all I really do. I don't know how well the camera is picking this up, but yeah. I was a police officer and was a motorcycle instructor. Just don't do it. Everyone is so distracted these days. Crashes are almost never the rider's fault. That's also crazy to think about. I mean, let's be honest for a second. Think about how many people you are riding in the car with who are driving and they like check their phones. If you guys like aren't paying extreme attention at all times, like there could be an accident, especially because cars are so much bigger than motorcycles. Look at me like raising awareness. Literally every single person I've ever known who owned a motorcycle ended up dying on it, including my dad. So as long as you're cool with going out that way, that's so sad. I don't think I know anybody that drives a motorcycle. I talked to like one kid in college who did. I have no idea where he is now or what happened to him. I feel like it's not like if I was in a different situation, I would maybe consider having a motorcycle because I live in New York City. So it might be easier because you're not like on the interstate most of the time. But yeah, it's just not worth it. I prefer driving in New York City. It's probably easier to park though, I will say. You know, you can just squeeze in a tiny spot. My friend's dad is a cop and he told me once that anybody that wants to die should buy a motorcycle. My first week working in a funeral home, I picked up 4 different people who had died in motorcycle accidents, and that was literally just my first week. My brother died in a motorcycle accident when he was 21. Don't do that to your family. The only reason I was born was because my mom's boyfriend died in a motorcycle crash and she ended up meeting my dad at his funeral. They got together only a few weeks later. Someone will steal your partner at your own funeral. Diabolical. I had a cop tell me the only difference between a biker with a helmet versus with none is an open casket. Yeah, I mean, if you're like skidding across the road at like 90 miles per hour, what's that helmet gonna do for you? But also it's like, we read earlier that like people were seeing heads in helmets. So does the helmet actually just rip your head off? Please wear a helmet though. Don't think I'm saying don't wear a helmet. Don't ride a motorcycle, honestly. It's horrifying that most of these horror stories don't even come from riders because they can't live to tell the tale. All the loved ones, police, EMs, and morticians. I wouldn't want those people to tell my story. Girl, I swear to God, if you get a motorcycle after these comments. As a girlfriend who has a boyfriend who just got a motorcycle and isn't happy about it, this comment section has sent me into a spiral. I had a nightmare once that Ryan got a motorcycle and I told him about it and he was like, I'm not gonna get a motorcycle, Grace. It's like, okay, thank God. Everyone I know that's had a motorcycle has crashed. I was a 911 dispatcher. Small crash with a car and motorcycle. Callers said the guy didn't appear to be hurt and was walking around. Then he dropped in the street. Neck was broken. Adrenaline is wild. So even if you think for like a moment that you can get up and walk around after that, it might just be like an adrenaline thing. Like you get one more rush of life or like rigor mortis vibes. That's crazy. I've never heard of anything like that. But I think we're gonna end it here today. I feel like I've inflicted enough trauma on you for one video. If you like these videos, I have some other videos where I'm reacting to TikToks similar to this, but different questions, of course. And if you like me, you should consider subscribing and, you know, helping my channel grow and liking the video, all that jazz. If you're interested, it does really help me out. It takes like 4 seconds and then you can keep seeing my pretty little face. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay spooky and stay safe. Please get rid of your motorcycle if you have one. I don't want to have that blood on my hands.